All right, this is good enough. So what we're actually going to talk about is there's two different concepts in marketing. One of them is called interruptive marketing. The other one's called availability marketing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those terms, but there's two ways to categorize marketing. Interruptive marketing is any type of marketing that you're putting out there that people weren't looking for. Examples of this would be telemarketing, commercials on TV, commercials on the radio, ads on Facebook. People are not going to those mediums to get advertising. It's not their goal. They're not looking for you. But if you can interrupt what they're doing and you have a message that'll resonate with them, it's a way to get business. Availability marketing is the opposite. This is where you figure out where your prospects are going to be and you go wave your hand saying, I'm here. That would be Google. It used to be the yellow pages. People went to those looking for your exact business, and then you had to compete with all the other companies. Now the pros and cons of both is interruptive marketing. They may not be interested. They may not be looking for you. But if you are able to get their attention, you're not going to have the competition that you're going to get from availability marketing because they're not actually looking, so they're not going to be seeing the 100 other companies in your industry, where availability marketing is the opposite. You know the people there are actually looking for you, but they're also looking at 100 other companies. So there's two different concepts now. There's a new concept, and as everybody in this room knows, I'm not real big on government programs, but the post office actually did something right to a degree. And then they screwed up because they're not telling anybody about it. But has anybody heard of this concept called every door direct mail? One, yes? Okay, so it's probably one of the best concepts in direct mail that I've ever seen, and one out of, what, 12, 15 business owners have actually heard of it. Typical government program. But the way it works is you're able to target a mailing based on a delivery zone. It's not an entire zip code, but a delivery zone. And if you go to USPS.com/EDDM, that's every door direct mail, you can actually look at the zones and it'll break down how many residential homes are in the zones, how many apartments are in the zones, and how many businesses are in the zone. So it does offer you a little bit of targeting flexibility as far as if you want to target businesses, residential homes, or apartments. It doesn't offer you the flexibility to really narrow down your target markets based on income level, gender, occupation, anything like that. So it doesn't target as much as I'd normally like, but you can do some targeting. But where the real power in this comes from is the cost of it. Where a normal mail piece costs 44 cents right now, right? 45. And every, 45? Did you go up to 45? Okay, 45 cents a piece. Every door direct mail costs 14.5 cents per mail piece. So it's less than a third, just about, of what it standardly costs to mail a mailer. Now, the way that works is you have to do a minimum of 200, although most of the zones for Peoria are between 500 to 800. You do have to mail to the entire zone. So it's, it can be up to 5,000 per day. You can mail to multiple zones if you want to, but a minimum of 200, a maximum of 5,000 pieces per day. And then the only other cost that you have on it is the printing cost, whatever you put together. Now they'll actually allow you to mail up to a full 8.5 by 11 cardstock glossy postcard and still qualify for the every door direct mail. So it doesn't have to be a letter. You want to do something that's going to stand out and not get mixed in with all the other pieces they're getting. Some of the benefits to this, as opposed to a val pack, is it's your piece. It's not going to be a bunch of other businesses. They're not going to be flipping through over the trash can. Now they may very well throw it in the trash can, but you're not going to be competing with a bunch of other pieces. However, here's what I'll say about it. All every door direct mail does is make it cheap. If your marketing message is not good, all you're going to do is lose less money on the campaign. Because if you have a bad marketing message, you're still not going to get any business. It's just going to be cheaper to do it. So you really got to take in the other two factors into account, one of them being copy, what you actually put onto the piece. And I'm not a copyright expert, and if you're not a copyright expert, my recommendation would be to hire a copyright expert before you invest in any type of direct mail. Otherwise, you're just throwing money out the window. I can't tell you the 5 key components of copy, but I'm not an expert at it. Number 1 is your headline statement. That's your ad for the ad. That's what interrupts. When we talk about interruptive marketing, that's what's going to interrupt the people and make say, oh, I should read this piece. That's your headline statement. You have to have a solid headline. You want to have the body of the ad being something of value, something that the person's going to benefit from. You want to have a compelling offer, a mafia offer, whatever you want to call that, something for them to take action. You want to have a call to action, and you want to have an expiration date. If you have those 5 key components, and then you are able to apply the psychology of how to write the body, you're actually gonna have a good marketing piece. And the next thing you need is when they do respond, you want a follow-up system so that you can systematically educate your prospects until they're ready to do business with you. And if you get all those into place, every door direct mail can be a fantastic way to cheaply advertise your business and get more clients. I don't know how long that took me. I'll stop recording at this point as far as I'll snip it, but is there any questions on that? Yeah.
Do you have any data on the return?
It's all gonna depend on your copy. I've heard some people, average for any type of direct mail, 0.5 to 1% return. Every door direct mail is not gonna change your averages because it's still just a mail piece. So it's gonna be based on what your copy is, what your headline is, what your compelling offer is, all of that will determine your return.
A good return is 3%, a good
No, I
return.
know.
Yeah, that's pretty unusual for direct mail too.
So don't ever figure more than 3%.
I've
Yeah.
never gotten close to that. But
Well,
I didn't use mine, I used a company's direct mail.